everybody, fellow knitters, fellow Woolslayers. Welcome back. This is just a little intro to the second half of our original conversation because it went on for a long time. So episode 1.5 is here, and it is all about DFW Fiber Fest and a little bit on the classes we took and what we bought. Most of what we bought. We kept some of it back to show you at a later date because it was kind of ridiculous. But yeah, it's basically us just gushing about the best fiber event that we go to every year. And it's been a few days since episode 1 was released, and Alan and I just want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We could not have imagined more than 7 people watching the show, and just every new subscriber, every new view, every new thumbs up, every new person that joins our Ravelry group just gives us a little thrill and makes us just... So, you guys have exceeded our wildest dreams, and we cannot thank you enough. And if you liked the first episode, we know it's just going to get better and better. So, on to episode 1.5.
We need to talk about the most amazing event that we experienced 2 weeks ago?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, a week and a half.
DFW Fiber Fest.
So wonderful. If you ever had the chance
it's
to
our
get
Super
to Dallas,
Bowl.
It's wonderful.
It's our Super Bowl. And people who go to events nationwide still say this is one of the best. And we are lucky enough to live within 20 minutes of it.
So we can go every day.
I didn't.
I didn't either. I went 2 days.
You went 2 days. I was there all day Friday. And that was it. Because the weekend was crazy. But because we both have, we should say, we both have 2 kids. I have an 8-year-old girl and a 4-year-old, almost 5-year-old boy.
And I have 2 boys, 7 and 9.
Yes. And so, we are constantly having to shuffle them around to their social engagements and sacrificing our own.
Yes, and I would have gone on Saturday. I had a class with Stephanie Pearl McPhee scheduled.
Right. Yeah.
But she had a baby grandchild.
I was in the last class. I was literally got a selfie with her, and she left for the airport.
So jealous. Because I took 2 classes with her 2 years ago. Or was it last year?
No, it wasn't last year.
2 years ago. And she's just so wonderful. She is such a wealth of knowledge.
She's amazing.
Amazing. And
I felt like I could be a knitting instructor when I got done with that class.
I felt like a genius.
And I'm not. But I was just like,
I know so much more.
I know everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, we know
this
we
much.
got 5% of her brain.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I was supposed to have the fixes in, meaning she was going to teach me how to fix things. But I have to say, DFW Fiber Fest handled it so well, and they did the right thing. Like, she was so worried about missing classes.
No one would begrudge her leaving for her grandchild. We were all so excited for her.
Right.
I was happy that I got to be in class. And she even said at the beginning of the class, she's like, my daughter's in labor. You guys are fine because there's literally not a flight until 7, and our class ended at 5. So she's like, you guys are fine. The rest of the weekend, not so sure. And so I felt very fortunate.
What classes did you take?
I only took Knit Smart with Stephanie Pearl McPhee Yarn Harlot. That's the only class I took from 2 to 5 on Friday.
And I took 2 classes on Friday and would have taken the 3rd on Saturday. So on Friday, first I had Multicolor Magic with Carol Sokowski, and it was really, really helpful because I love getting hand-dyed yarn. Yeah. And I love it in the skein, and then I'm like, what's going to be the right project to show this off?
So did she teach you how to read it in the hank? Okay.
And really, you need to unwind it to be able to really read it. You can't read it when it's all twisted up in the skein.
I wish I would have taken that because I do struggle with like, oh, this is so pretty.
Right.
And I have no idea. I can't even tell by looking at, I'm getting better. For a long time, I couldn't even tell if it was going to be self-striping.
Right.
It's hard to tell.
She does tell you how to see if it's going to be self-striping. Okay. And it and what was most helpful to me about her class was she showed how they dye to get the different kinds.
Oh, cool.
Of patterning.
Because I know nothing.
Right. I am just either. And I have no desire to die.
No.
So.
But I'm definitely in awe of how do you figure that out?
Yeah. I know.
Okay, so literally it was multicolor magic.
So it was a great class. And then the afternoon class was Joy of Swatching with Clara Parks.
That title.
I know. Because I hate swatching.
What is she doing with that title?
Do.
She knew what she was doing with that title because she knew people would go.
I know. And she asked, she's like, what are people hoping to get out of the class? And I raised my hand. I said, I want to find my joy of swatching because I don't like swatching. I have a new respect for it. If I'm starting a shawl, I'm still not going to swatch. No. The beginning of my shawl is going to be the swatch.
Because it really is. I mean, you can always stop if you don't like it.
And the best thing that I got out of it is that swatches do lie. Mm-hmm. So don't swatch to try to get the gauge that the pattern calls for. Swatch to get a fabric that you like. And then once you have the fabric you like, do the math. Which
you may as well say joy of swatching when you say do the math. I'm like,
no way. Because I'm a product knitter. And we talked about this in class, and she gave ideas of what you could do with your swatches.
Yeah, that would make it a little less annoying.
Because if it was something that I was actually making, so I've been thinking about doing, for every swatch, make a 5x5 square, which still probably isn't big enough, but that's what I can get to.
No, that's fine to swatch.
And don't swatch by stitches, swatch by inches, so that then I end up with a bunch of 5x5 squares in whatever weight yarn it is, and then I could crochet them together into like a swatch.
That would make it less like mind-numbingly boring.
Exactly.
I learned about swatching in my class with Yarn Harlot. I did Knit Smarts, and so it was basically just like a brain dump. Like she literally
It's a lecture class.
It's a lecture. And it was, I could have sat there for 3 more hours. It was 3 hours long, and I still was like, no, tell me more. And she talked about swatching and how, again, you want to, she doesn't like to do math either. And so her thing was, if you literally can't get gauge, like pick a different yarn. And I'm like, I'm going to try when I'm swatching to make it work because, like I said, I can't just go pick something else. Like that doesn't work for me. But her, she did teach us how to do running markers.
Oh yes, that was huge.
In your swatch.
And the other thing that goes along with that is she taught because I took the class 2 years ago. She
Is it the same kind of class? Okay.
It was the exact same class. She teaches you how to count your rows.
Yes, which I already knew that tip. But
I didn't know how to do that. So now, like, I can't tell you the last time I used a row counter because I can just count the rows.
I used to live by that counter on my finger.
Yes.
But it got too... Y'all need to look up. I'm not going to tell you what she told us because this was a paid-for class, but running markers.
It is so great.
Legit.
Yes. I've used that.
That's
on
some
sleeves.
Real knitter stuff.
Yep.
And so I feel like maybe that will help making swatching a little more fun. I haven't tried it yet, but I loved that class, and she was super gracious, even though she was checking her phone the whole time, and we were all into it. Her phone would go off, and we're like. And she's like, no. She's like, I have Meg assigned to a certain ringtone, so it's not her, so I'm not checking it. She goes, no one's allowed to tell me anything except Meg. And so she was ignoring her poor husband. And she said that he was saying, I'm so excited. She, you don't have to respond. I just wanted you to know I'm excited. He had sent her like 20 I'm excited texts, and they're adorable. Aww. And she was super gracious. She signed my book. This was at the end of the class when she was literally like, I think I'm going back to Canada. And she still signed my book for me.
That's so nice. Poor Sally.
And took a selfie with me. You can follow me on Instagram at Sally Wren.
And I'm at Alan Wise.
And you'll see my selfie with the Yarn Harlot. She's so cool. And other knitty things. And you have to put up with pics for my kids, though.
So. Oh, yeah. So those were the classes we took.
So those are classes. Do you want to
go into trophies?
Okay, so our purchases are, because we're Woolslayers, our purchases are our trophies.
And they are trophies. Oh, so happy. Yes. Okay. And I will say, I bought a lot.
I still have a whip.
Oh!
I'm sorry.
Oh, what is it?
I have one whip. I'll just do it really quick. Sorry.
Oh, and I forgot the bag.
Oh, yeah, this is a really cool bag. And this will probably make it into, we'll probably have a favorite things.
Oh, right.
Because we're both kind of, we love tools. So we'll probably do a favorite things segment at some point, and I'll talk about this super cool silicone bag / yarn ball. I'll link it in the show notes, but then I'll talk about it at length at some point. So this is my last whip, and I'm so sorry I forgot. It's probably because it's killing me.
Oh, that's right.
Killing me softly. So it's the deconstructed cowl. There's a good picture. And I'm trying not to show the pattern. It's all these pieces, okay? So I'm making 8 long skinny strips. And I am not a scarf knitter. Anything that's long and skinny and it's the same thing for several feet. It's not for me. But luckily these are only 35 inches. I think they're 39 inches long. And so it's not terrible, and they're skinny. I've finished 2 strips so far. So I'll show you those. So you make all these strips. Here's the first one I finished. And it's the there's 8. Yeah, there's 8 different stitch patterns. And what you do is you can make as many or as less as you want. I'm going to make all 8 because I'm a freak. And you make these strips. This is the diamonds. And this is, she calls this one scales.
Oh, pretty.
Yeah, it is really pretty.
It would be a fun way to play with different textures.
It is. And then there's the 2 that I'm working on right now. This one I hate. I love the way it looks, but it is not fun. This is linen chevron.
Oh, linen.
And see that chevron?
Look how pretty it is.
It's very pretty, but it's not loving it. And this one's black. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but this is
so
this pattern is called slip garter, and I don't think you can see it. But it's basically got like a row. There's slip stitches all up it. I'll link it in the show notes so you can see. So I'm using Knit Picks again. It's good stuff. Mm-hmm. And it only takes a 50-gram ball for each strip, and so I just could not break the bank for this one. I was iffy about the pattern, and so I didn't want to spend $100 and then be like...
Especially because you need 8 different colors.
8 different colors, and so I didn't want to buy 8 full skeins and only use half of them, and then I have 8... And it's... Right. And it's DK, and I don't use a lot of DK. If it was fingering, I probably would have been like, okay, because I know I can make socks or something out of the rest, or put it in my scrap blanket, which I'll talk about in a future episode. But, and so I have...
And I will say this was a knit along for our
group. This is a knit along for our group.
And I think Sally's the only one that's doing it.
I'm the only one.
I was iffy at first.
Everyone else left me hanging.
Well, Kimber bought her yarn.
Yes. That's
not the same.
That's not the same as knitting it. I thought I was going to have moral support to knit these strips. No. This was not my idea. So I have a jade and a black, and I have this is Marina, I think. So a teal one and a red, which is rouge or something. I don't know. And then my other color. So these are my others. So for some reason I started with the dark. I don't know. Oh wait, am I missing one? Yeah, yep, I'm missing one. Gold. So I still have all these light. I have 4 more to do. And so the thing is, you mix and match. Like if one day, you're wearing a black shirt, and so, I want black with a pop of color. And so you put the black one and maybe the white one and mix them up.
braid them.
And so I have to add button. You button them together. And then I really like it. There's some pictures, if you look at the pattern page, there's some pictures where they've woven it into a silk scarf. So like a floral scarf that has the colors. They've braided it together. It looks amazing. So, I mean, you know, the joke's going to be on all y'all when I have this amazing cowl. So, okay, trophy time. Trophies.
Yay. Okay, first, I think the first trophy is the bag from Fiber Fest.
Yes.
Which I will admit, walking in, I had a big giant canvas bag like similar to this.
Last year's bag was the exact same, but it was plain it was
canvas
natural canvas,
with navy.
We use it for our swimming pool bag now.
Yes.
And that's towels and bathing suits in it.
And I already have a big Lands' End one, and I walked into the convention center before we got up, before I got the bags, and I was like, you know, honestly, I don't think I need another big giant bag. And then we got these.
Bite your tongue, lady. You cannot have too many bags. I am a bag hoe, and no. Yeah.
So
I'll take your bag.
Love this.
So that was our student. If you were a student, you got your market entry on a lanyard with your name and the bag, and it came with a skein of yarn and coupons. There was some
and the program guide.
There's usually a pattern in there,
and there was a little tiny sample of Miss Babs.
Yeah,
Cascade
which was a total tease because she was not selling.
No.
And
you know. Okay.
And there was a stitch marker too.
Yes.
Huge fan of the bag.
Yes.
DFW Fiber Fest knows what's up.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Okay. You want me to go first?
Yes.
Okay. So the bag's full. I have from Lost City Knits 3 skeins that I bought. It's their Pathways Sock Superwash Merino. There we go. And there you can see the purple.
Wow.
So this is a really dark. It's not that bright purple, but it's a really dark black to purple, kind of variegated. Then this is a solid pink. It's kind of coming up.
This
red,
one's called Poe.
Pink. Oh yes, it's totally Poe. I forgot they had names on here. The pink is cranberry cornflower, and then a really nice gray called Silver
gray.
Bells.
Silver Bells.
And I had intended to use these. I bought them for a project that needed 3 colors, but I poached this one
for your Hohi.
For my Hohi.
Yeah, look on Ravelry. There's a new Hohi mystery knit along, and she hasn't done one in 4 years.
It's so great. I can't wait. I'm so excited. And I don't do mystery knit-alongs because I like to know what I'm going to make.
Yeah.
Because, again, I'm a product knitter. But I love everything she makes, so
my first
I'm taking the lead.
Successful mystery knit-along was this most recent one with Helen.
Helen Stewart.
Of The Curious Handmaid. She did the snow melt, and I loved every stitch.
That's great.
I love the finished project. I'll wear it next time if you guys want me to. Yes. Amazing, but you have to do a designer that you already know and love and trust, and Hohi is basically the poster child of a designer that I know and love and trust.
Right.
So
I would make every one of her patterns. I don't make sweaters, but I would make her sweaters.
You know I love my Hohi sweater.
Yes, you do.
If it wasn't 10,000 degrees, I would wear it.
Yes.
So yeah,
that's what I bought.
We'll be talking about that project in the future because you're definitely going to knit it.
For sure.
I'm on the fence.
Right. But you bought the yarn for it.
That's from my stash. I've had that for years.
Yes, forever.
I've had that since before I started knitting. I was so old.
Okay, now this is going to get kind of insane how much I bought at my stash. So I'm just going to keep pulling them out and pulling them out and pulling them out and pulling them out. And I'm still pulling them out. Okay, I think that's it. Okay.
A little bit of damage.
Oh, just a little bit. Okay, so this is called Happy Medium. It's a beautiful blue.
Yeah, it's not reading correctly.
No.
It's lighter.
It's a DK.
Oh.
And then...
I don't think I've had her DK.
And this is 246 yards in 100 grams.
gorgeous.
Happy medium. Then this is Targhee sweater.
That just makes me happy.
It's huge.
Yeah, that big skein just like...
It's huge. It's a gray and brown tonal. Not even really brown. It's mostly gray, but there is a little bit of brown to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's
like taupey.
Yes.
But mainly gray.
It's worsted 627 yards to 250 grams. I don't know what I'm making with either of these, but I kind of like them together, so I might fudge something together even though they're different weights.
They look really good together.
I think they'd be a great sweater for my kids, which I don't normally make them clothes because they all grow it and get to wear
Especially
it
out
once.
of mustache.
I know, right? I know. Okay, this is Swag, and the colorway,
That's DK too.
it is DK, and it's blue.
TARDIS.
But this has merino and silk, and the color is TARDIS, which it has a shine to it. You can totally see the silk in it. So I don't know what I'm going to make with that.
Yeah, these are not, I don't think these are normal bases for her.
I don't think so either.
I think that's why they were in the...
Yeah, they were in the sales section, and I swooped them up.
Mm-hmm.
So then this one is for me. It is Ritz sock self-striping. So there's stellina in there, which I think you can see a little. It is Happy Snowman.
Yes.
Which I love.
It's cute.
It's 75, 20, and 5 merino nylon stellina fingering. 440 yards to 100 grams, except it is a short skein, so it's 9 to 5 grams. But considering I don't make socks, I'm making arm warmers out of them.
Yeah, you don't need 100 grams.
Right.
So why not get it a little cheaper?
Exactly.
It's gorgeous.
It's a must match. Is that what she calls her OCD now? Because it's two perfectly matched half skeins
maybe she changed the name.
Together.
Was OCD offensive? I don't know.
It wasn't to me because I am OCD. And then I have my son, my oldest, my 9-year-old. He picked out this to make arm warmers. Because they had samples knit in the booth that were literally stockinette arm warmers where it had a slit opening for the thumb. Mm-hmm. You knit in the round and it rolled a little at the hems.
It didn't even have
flat,
a thumb.
No gusset, nothing. You just knit flat and then close it back up and knit in the round.
That's the best for kids anyway, because half the time they can't get their digit in
there,
right. Where it needs to go.
And what he liked about it was because they were showing us how they're really long, and he liked how if you got hot, you could just shove them up like a sleeve almost.
That's
when
cool.
you have a long sleeve.
That's a good idea.
So he picked out this. His favorite color is blue. And I can't wait to make it. It's called Time Lord. It's the Doctor Who, part of her Doctor Who series.
I love that aqua stripe in there. It's like dark blue, sky
Medium
blue,
right.
and then aqua.
Yep.
Or mint.
It's
really
pretty awesome.
It's very cool.
So, and in fact, I'm probably casting these on soon because I always need an easy, mindless knit.
That is movie knitting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, definitely. It's baseball
That's
knitting.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
He has good taste. Good job,
He
Zane.
does. I know. He loved their stripes. I mean, there were several he liked there.
He has a good appreciation for yarn.
He does.
Yeah, you've raised him right.
And color.
You've raised him correctly.
This is Dapper MCN sock, and this was also in the sale section, and it's just gorgeous. Yes.
You're lucky you got that, and I didn't snatch that up.
400 yards fingering, and it's 80 merino, 10 cashmere, 10% nylon, and it is going to be, I already have it queued up with a project, but it's it's going to be, I'm not going to think of the name right now, but we're doing it as a knit along soon, and it is going to be perfect for this.
Brioche
so you'll hear about it. No, it's the solid one, the cowl. I suggested it. It's one of my, but now
Song
I can't
of the Sea.
Yes, Song of the Sea. It's the Song of the Sea cowl. And
yeah, we'll talk about that. I think that's our July knit along.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm excited. My yarn's awesome for that too.
Yeah. And I had totally different yarn queued up for that project.
I think I have a mini.
Like, this is perfect.
I think I have a mini in this color, and it doesn't have a name. No. Nope.
Oh, right.
And my mini didn't either, and it's so pretty. Like
I love it. It's like
it's got different colors in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
See that?
It's a great tonal.
It's. I love it.
Love it. Love it. So that was there.
Do you want me to do one?
Yes, you do one.
Same booth. That'll.
Oh yes, do your mustache.
So I was third in line to get into the market because I'm a psycho.
And what time did you get there?
We don't need to talk about that. It opened at 9. No, yeah, 9.
9, yeah.
I was there before. And because Diane knows what's up, and she says that she thought of me when she made this bag. That's how much I've like fangirled over her. Like, she knows my style of
She knows
bag.
what Sally would want.
And she knows that my style is vintage and bright. Bam. And
So cute.
this is my first bag of hers that's not the sock size bag. This is a big one. It's not huge. It's more like a shawl size whereas the sock bag would be like,
it is smaller.
Yeah, would be like,
but shorter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, but man, it's like vintage gum wrappers.
And it's pink and bright.
And it
orange.
is my jam so hard. So I literally, and she was standing there in all her pink hair and glorious. And I said, "Hi, Diane, can't talk to you right now. I got to buy your bag. I can't talk to you right now."
I'm surprised she wasn't holding it for you.
She should have been.
You.
I mean, really, Diane, where were you? Where were you? And I was like, literally, like, can't talk to you right now. Got to get it. And I grabbed this one, and I grabbed a small size for Kimber, who's also in our knitting group. Because we both wanted it, and basically everyone swarms that booth, so
right.
we were nervous
to grab bags,
and she ended up having a leftover
what?
of the small. There was only one of this size. Home Slice knows what's up. There was only one of this size, but there were 2 or 3 of the smaller sock size, and she ended up having one left over. I could not believe it. Y'all are missing out if you did not buy. So that was my only Suburban Stitcher purchase, unfortunately. I could have gone crazy, but
you can only have so many bags, right?
I could only have so many bags, and I had so much yarn I needed to buy, so needed.
I know, I love how you said that.
I needed it. So here's my mustache purchases. Oh yeah, there's one more. I actually am not showing all of my Fiber Fest purchases today because they're for projects that we're going to start in the next month, so I'll just show them then.
Right.
So, and it also makes me seem less psycho, which is good. So I got a sale skein as well.
Oh, that's the same base. The Dapper MCN.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Dapper MCN, and it's amazing. No, this is not. Oh yeah, it is. 80-10-10, Merino Cashmere Nylon. 400 yards of amazingness, and I've never knit with one of her tonals. I've only done her self-striping, so I'm excited, and it feels great, and it's a beautiful gray. I didn't even have a project in mind. Don't care, because I will always need a skein of fingering weight gray.
Right.
To go with
everything.
Psycho colors that So I got that, and then I got the one that, oh no, that's not a mustache. The one that I picked out beforehand that I wanted, because I go in with a plan.
She
and
does.
A list.
I just go and
I had
look.
a list. I had priority, like first booth, second booth, third booth. Then you can walk around and look at. I mean, yeah, I don't play.
She was a girl on a mission.
I don't play around. So this was the one that I decided I wanted this year, and it's one of her classics. It's Kama Sutra, and there's hair. Kama Sutra. I just really wanted.
I love the colors.
That's how it knits up. It's basically a true rainbow. No, there's black. No,
there's brown.
Yeah, it's got all the rainbow colors in it, and it's just stripy goodness. And so I'm saving this, I think, for next year's rainbow along with Diane.
Oh.
I always do the rainbow along, and then I just got some minis
to use as
heels, toes, or I have a scrap blanket going.
Oh, that's right.
Which I'll show in a future podcast. That's just, oh man. So, I mean, this is basically me in yarn. Teal and gray. So that's all from Mustache and Diane. What'd you get? What else did you get?
More.
Okay.
So then, at Yarnorama, which is a yarn store in Page, Texas, they had a booth. Page is kind of like 5 or 6 hours from here, and so
I've never been.
I've been there once.
Where's it?
They do it on the Hill Country Yarn Crawl. But my mom and I went away one weekend to Round Top, I think, and we kind of hit some of the yarn shops within an hour's distance. So we went there once years ago. But they have this, and of course, so they had this Ba yarn by La Jolla, or I guess La Jolla is the base that it's on, and then it's BAAH.
La Jolla.
La Jolla.
Holla!
So I have never heard of Ba yarn. I have now seen 10 references. Either
that's how it works.
It's crazy.
That's how it works.
People doing projects with them, new patterns I see come out that use their yarn. I mean, I've never heard of it before. I buy it,
and now in the last 2 weeks,
yes,
you've heard of it 10 times. That's how it always
everywhere.
Works.
So,
it's so pretty.
It is. This orange is just off the charts beautiful.
It's clownfish orange.
Yes.
It's Nemo.
And I love it. And then to have it with the pinks and the blues, I can't wait. And I'm going to take it apart because this is what I've learned. And I did have them take it apart when I was there.
I was with you when you bought this.
Yes.
And you took it apart and told me how it would knit up.
So
I was like, oh.
What I've learned is that the orange will be longer sections, like maybe 30 stitches, as compared to the white will have 1 to 2 stitches or 5 maybe at the most of the pink and the blue. So you end up with larger sections. You'll pool this probably, or if you do something big enough, wide enough, like if I were to do a shawl, it would come out as like orange
zigzag
stripes, or like it would be a long orange and then a section of white with the pink and the
Is that why sometimes there's like a lightning bolt pooling?
Yes. So
it's really
I haven't
pretty.
decided what to do with this.
So you didn't get anything to match that, though.
I did not get anything to match this. I just...
That raspberry... And see, I can't do yellow, and I can't wear orange either, but I love it. But that raspberry with that orange makes me so
pretty. And, I love it.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
So that's what I got from Yarnarama. And right next to Yarnarama was Yarn Carnival,
which we love.
We love, and is
that's
another
Texas yarn,
Texas
y'all.
yarn. And I bought this just on its own because I love blue and red together.
And that it looks gray on the screen, but it is like
it's the palest
pale blue, sky blue.
Yes, and then it has these little pinks. And it has some yellow in there, almost this color.
It's pretty.
A little brighter.
It looks like a cupcake.
There's something about it that I was like, I need to have it. I don't know
what's its name, because she has great names.
It's South Pacific, and the base is Fire Dancer, which is 100% superwash merino, and it's a light fingering weight. So it's 822 yards.
Whoa!
I know, to 150 grams. 822 yards, which is outrageous. I can make something huge out of this.
That's it must be. Yeah, it's pretty dense. It's like a baguette.
Yes, it is wound up tight.
Yeah, look at that. That's amazing.
I love it.
It's really pretty. Oh, well done.
The blue and the red. So this, the other Yarn Carnival I bought. This is high wire 3-ply, 100% superwash merino, 490 yards fingering weight to 100 grams, and Theremin is the color.
It's lime green.
It is.
It's really pretty.
And I bought it to go with this. Wow. Which I already owned this. I bought this 2 years ago. It's the Flying Petal. And the colorway is Tomato.
Which I love.
And I actually bought it at the Mad Tosh booth at Fiber Fest because that's when they had the store still. And so they were selling other than just their own yarn. So
it's pretty.
I've already made one shawl because I bought 3 of these. So I made...
Like you do.
I know. I made one shawl out of it already that I used the Madeline Tosh Blue Nile with it as the main color. And this was the accent color.
Right.
So I still have 2.5 skeins of this left, yet I don't want something all red speckles. So I was looking for colors, and I already used blue, so I picked out this limey green color. yellow, lime. I don't know. Because the Flying Kettle has so many different colors in it.
You could have picked any color.
Almost, yes.
It's really pretty.
And I really love them together. I'm excited.
I do too. I like it.
Yes. I almost poached this one for my Hohi Locatelli.
That would have been hard. Yeah.
So, okay, you go next.
Okay. My second priority on my list was, so we talked about our Madtosh-sized hole in our hearts when they closed the brick and mortar. Well, luckily, not even 6 months later.
Oh, not even.
Another
Like, they were talking about it when Madtosh was closing.
And so, it was open by Mother's Day. Mm-hmm. And Madtosh closed New Year's Eve. So, in the next 5 months, we got another local yarn shop.
And it's amazing.
And totally, I don't even miss Madtosh as much anymore. Like, I still miss it because of the people and everything. But she's done such a good job. And it's really modern and open and airy.
Beautiful yarns.
Beautiful. That's where I get my yarn carnival, is from West 7th Wool. And so, shout out to West 7th Wool. We love you. You know we love you.
Do.
We're friends with the owner on Facebook because, like, she's very sweet, Amy.
And she's not even convenient for me because it's
It's not convenient for me.
It's an hour for me to get to.
Well, I'm 16 miles away, and it takes an hour and a half. Because it's the worst 16 miles in Dallas-Fort Worth as far as construction and traffic. So, anyway, so I didn't get yarn there because, again, she's my local yarn. So I went to her booth because I hadn't made it to the shop, and I really wanted one of these.
Oh, yes.
Ruler bracelets.
Not the Apple Watch.
Not the Apple Watch. That would be cool, though, if there was a knitted one. But I got this wrist, obviously, tape measure bracelet.
It's really cute.
Wrist ruler, they're calling it. I love Handel's wrist ruler, and I got the size 16 medium, which I think medium is the color. Mm-hmm. And it's soft. And other people have had to soften theirs, and I wonder if it's a different brand because mine was automatically straight out of the box, limp and yummy and pliable.
Nice. And you always have a ruler.
I always have a ruler, and I wore it. She put it on me. I paid for it with just the empty tin because it was on my wrist. I wore it the whole day. It was instantly comfortable. I didn't have to wet it or shape it.
Talk about that.
Yeah, I didn't have to shape it to myself at all. So I don't know if it's a different brand or if this one was someone else's, and I don't know. I don't know, but I love it. It's mine now. So I got that at West 7th Wool. And we will link them because even if you don't live here, they do ship. They sell online. Love them.
And they have great Texas yarn dyers.
Yes, that's where I get Yarn Carnival from her. Mm-hmm. And she has Hedgehog. Mm-hmm. She has Anzula Nebula. She has Madtosh.
And they do great classes too. So
that's where we took our brioche class. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'll do one more yarn and then you can do. So then my third priority on my list was to go to White Birch, which I had never heard of, or if I did, I didn't remember. White Birch Fiber Arts, because
they were beautiful.
I had to have this because I saw this, I think, on Instagram. Instagram is a wallet herder. Like,
it'll suck it dry.
I'm a stay-at-home mom. I get paid in hugs and kisses. I should stay off of Instagram. But it's another one that I might save for the rainbow along because I'm sure I'll make socks with it. But it knits up sky blue, rainbow stripes, sky blue, rainbow stripes. It's legitly gorgeous.
Right.
So I had to run over and the colorway is awesome. It's called Nothing Says Screw You Like a Rainbow.
You gotta love that.
You came home with me because you're awesome. But I wanted it for the color, but the name is just a cherry on top. So, loved it.
Love it.
What you got?
Okay, so then my last one is Western Sky Knits. Love them.
I bought Western Sky knits as well, but I'm not talking about it today. But they are one of my favorites.
Western Sky knits is when I first started going to Fiber Fest.
Yes.
Probably 5 years ago. I didn't have a group. I was just by myself on my own, and I had little babies, and I paid my $5 to get into the vendor market, and I zipped around for an hour and a half, and I bought what I bought, and I went home. But Western Sky knits, I didn't buy the first year because I didn't quite know what I would do with it.
Mm-hmm. It's nice yarn too. It's like
right.
a little bit intimidating.
And then,
which we're over that now.
Yeah.
But
now I'm
when
like,
you first start
sure,
knitting, you're
I'll
like,
yeah,
how much?
Exactly. So then I started buying it, and I feel like I got so lucky. It was the last day. It was on Sunday, maybe in the last hour of the marketplace being open, and these items were on sale. And I can't believe.
Had they been on sale the whole time? I missed them?
No idea. No idea.
I didn't get to spend a lot of time in their booth, but go ahead.
I was so excited.
They're gorgeous.
This is my favorite of them. Mm-hmm. This is the Twinkle Sock, which is 75 merino, 20% nylon, and 5% stellina.
You can kind of see it's sparkly. It's very.
Sparkles?
I love
There's
it.
Some sparkles. I love sparkle. The colorway is limeade.
Yeah,
and they had 2 of them, so I had to buy 2 of them.
Well, if they're on sale.
I know, but they're 438 yards.
But
I could be fine with just one, but it's on sale.
But you know what I say. I'm like, it's stupid not to buy it at that point.
Exactly. I had to.
That's my justification. It's dumb not to buy this.
I know. Then this one, my son wanted. It is the Magnolia Sock fingering, which is 80 merino, 10% cashmere, 10% nylon.
Cashmere for a 9-year-old.
I know.
Nice.
He might not get it.
Ooh,
but
he picked it out. Okay.
Yes. Okay. The colorway is Skyline.
It's really pretty.
And it's like
Skyline.
denim almost.
Skyline is. It's got like a building skyline. It's like buildings, sky. Yeah, it's really pretty.
And the blue in it
Their
is
blues,
denim color.
Western Sky Knits has the best blue, hands down.
I love it. Yeah. And then more stellina.
I know, so much sparkle.
Now you can really see the sparkle in it.
Yeah, that one's good.
This is Twinkle Sock again, so it's merino nylon stellina, and it is chocolate cherries. And I'm telling you, it is chocolate cherries.
Perfect.
It's brown and purples and raspberry, and it just is gorgeous.
It looks like my hair with my...
Oh, it does.
It's totally met. I think you should give that to me. It's very, very pretty. I love Western Sky Knits. They
love their stuff. And
they're
local.
Yeah, they have such luxurious bases. Like, I have probably my favorite thing I've ever knit is my Waiting for Rain. And I made it out of 2 skeins of merino cashmere, Western Sky Knits, and it's turquoise, and it's my favorite thing. And a lot of it has to do, the pattern's wonderful, but a lot of it has to do with that beautiful
it's so
yarn.
Soft.
And just the way they dye, I don't know, it's just the way it doesn't pool. I don't know, it was just perfect. Okay, I have
and yours.
one more booth that I went to. So the other booth I went to is Stunning String, and they are quickly becoming an obsession. Their booths are amazing. I had already ordered from Etsy, from them on Etsy, before I ever even saw their booth at last year's Fiber Fest, or was it Stitches? I don't know. And so I had ordered a beading tool from them on Etsy, and then a few months later, I'm standing in this booth going, this looks familiar. This logo looks familiar, and these beading tools. And I was like, oh, I've totally ordered from you. And wonderful customer service, great products. And I bought yarn from them last year, and so I knew I wanted more. And so I got, there's a new pattern collection that she and I and Kimber from Knitting Group is also obsessed with, called the Stripes Collection by Jana Huck. Okay, and so the second pattern in that is going to have to happen. It's called Upwards.
And so the way the pattern worked is, if you
it's a collection.
It's a collection, but she's releasing them every couple of weeks. She releases the
I think
next
it's one a week.
Is it?
We just got one this morning,
Yes,
too.
we did. And it's really cool looking.
They're all pretty.
Yeah. And we had only seen the first one.
Yeah.
And we're like, bye.
Sold.
We're buying it.
Yeah.
So we all bought the collection. And so every time a new one comes out.
So I was sold. I was going to do the first one, Moon Glow. I was like, I'm doing it. And then the second one came out, and I was like, okay, hold on. We're going to have to reprioritize, because I really liked the second one even more. And so I'm using these two. I got these two to do that. And they're both stunning string.
I love this color.
Stunning superwash. This one.
Uh-huh.
It's a navy. It's called Midnight. And it's kind of reading purpley, but it's not.
It does have just a tinge of purple to it. Or even like
It's not as bright as it's showing, though. It's definitely a navy.
Yeah.
And it's their stunning superwash. 100% superwash merino, 475 yards. And this is the same base, and it's funky fuchsia.
Oh, I love that.
I think that's
it is pink.
Pretty accurate.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a raspberry fuchsia. And so I'm putting these together with, and I kind of maybe placed an order. I had regrets. After Fiber Fest was over, I was like, why did I not buy? I was going to use this white right here as the third color in the upwards. And then when I got home, I was like, I wanted white, but I wanted it to be the same base, which I'm usually not picky about that. Mm-hmm. But the white is going to be the strip of accent. It's two bold things and then accent strips. So you only need a little bit of white. Mm-hmm. It's Stunning String on their Etsy shop. You can buy a half skein.
Oh.
Genius.
Yes. Because you only need a half skein. You almost only need a mini. Yes.
Golf clap. So I went on there, and I really just wanted like a natural or a bright white. And I ended up, I think, with natural. And so it's on its way to me.
Oh, I can't wait to start it.
But yeah, so that's going to have to happen. And so I bought these two, and then I ordered a half skein. And I also got these really adorable they're gold hexagon stitch markers. How freaking cute is that? Right.
That's adorable.
So those were fun, and their price point is really good. And the whole knitting group is obsessed with these scissors because they're teeny tiny, but they are sharp.
They're like scary sharp.
Scary sharp. And they luckily come with this, because otherwise I would kill myself on them, because I'm a klutz. But they fit. I'm obsessed with those little Notions tins that are like the size of an Altoid tin. And I was using different scissors that in the lid would just barely shut. And so these totally solved my problem. So I'm excited. And they're so cheap. They're like $5.
That's awesome.
So I did buy other things, like I said.
Yes, and I did too.
I bought a lot, but we're not we're gonna talk about that stuff later, because it's stuff we're gonna knit in the next. And actually, one set of skeins that I bought, I just got home and literally just said, "Here you go, give this to me for Mother's Day," to my husband. He was like, "Okay."
I should have done that. Mine would be happy.
He's totally fine, because he hates shopping, so.
Right.
He was fine with it. But
Maybe
he was
I should do that with this whole stash.
He was a little bit overwhelmed, because it was like 7 large mini skeins. They weren't, tiny little mini skeins. They were pretty big ones. But they were still mini skeins, but there were 7 of them. And so he was like, what? I was like, no, they're small. They're smaller than average.
They're good. I know.
So yeah, so we definitely had a lot of fun at Fiber Fest.
We did.
And did a lot of damage. Yeah, it's the best. And those are our trophies.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Well, believe it or not, we do have children we need to go pick up.
Oh. Lame. Oh,
yeah.
Okay, just real quick though. We are going to have a knit along. It's going to be for Mother's Day, which is in about 3 weeks. So it's going to be knit something for yourself.
Cast on Mother's Day.
The only requirement is that it's for yourself.
Yes. You have to be
selfish. You don't even have to be a mom, but
yes.
Just knit for yourself.
Right.
So
you have a mom, you know a mom, you are a mom.
Yeah.
Enjoy Mother's Day.
Treat yourself, and you're going to cast on for Mother's Day. And we'll talk about that in the future, but just so you can be thinking about what you might want to cast on. And there's going to be a thread for it in our Ravelry group, which is Sal and Al, the Woolslayers. You can find us on Ravelry. You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as Sally Wren.
And I am Alan Loves Yarn, Allyn Loves Yarn on Ravelry, and Alan Wise, ALLYNWISE on Instagram.
And all of our information will be in the show notes, and hopefully we'll edit maybe something in right there.
And stay tuned for the bloopers reel.
Stay tuned for the bloopers because there's plenty. And
this was fun.
It was really fun. I'm not as nervous as I was when we started.
No.
And it was exciting. And
it's just like us getting to have a conversation, but
basically
in front of a camera.
Basically. And so
we'll see you on. Well, we're thinking about doing it every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And so we'll see you again in 2 weeks.
Yeah. And in the meantime, don't forget to slay.